Holy shit, folks. I think we fixed it. We'll bring you in. We don't have much time to talk, so I'm going to make it short and sweet. Let's bring it in here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Gears Cup Series playoffs. That's right. The regular season is dead, gone, buried somewhere behind the Turn 4 fence at Homestead, next to half the field's dignity after that wreckfest last week. I mean, I've seen demolition derbies with fewer cautions. I've seen toddlers with Power Wheels display better car control. And hell, if you threw 30 raccoons into a Walmart parking lot at midnight, it would have been more organized. And the penalties, oh my God, the Gears admin team didn't hold back. They came down harder than a Walmart greeter on a Black Friday, handing out penalties like they were over with free cars. At this rate, we might need an HR department, or better yet, a priest. But that is all behind us now, because this is Daytona. 12 playoff contenders, one giant oval, and 500 miles per hour worth of pure playoff adrenaline. Okay, maybe not 500 miles per hour, but have you ever watched these lunatics push each other at 200 miles an hour? It's like watching two drunk uncles fight over the last bratwurst at a family cookout. Except here, one wrong move, and half the field is going home in a flaming scrap heap. Again, I'm Tom Torrey, a.k.a. the Horseboat Cabining. This is Broadcast Vessel. Straight through the choppy waters of Restrictor Plate Chaos. And let me tell you, my excitement levels are right now between pissed off and first beer at Talladega, and I just found $20 in my jeans after doing the laundry. Now, we've got 5 races to crown a champion, and it all builds to the Gears Presents finale on September 8th in Las Vegas Motor Speedway, right here on Twitch.tv. That's where the money's on the line, the champagne's on ice, and the poor bastard running in second in points will probably cry himself to sleep in the hauler. And when the checkered flag falls, stick around for the Gears Racing League Awards, where we'll hand out trophies, roast the drivers, and maybe, just maybe, get a little too drunk on stream. And oh, before I forget, rumor mills have been spinning. There's whispers the Horseboat might be docking in another league for October for another broadcast. Can't confirm or deny, but let's just say they better be ready for chaos, caffeine, and copious amounts of horse-themed nonsense. But buckle up, folks. It is the Pepsi 200. It is at Daytona. It is playoff time. Somebody's ass is getting sent to the moon tonight. This is the Gears Cup Series, and it is playoff time, baby. But enough of me talking and you staring into the abyss, which is Daytona at night. Let's talk about the points. Colby Hogan starts off the night 10 points ahead of Gary Owen, Joe Stafford, Aiden Donahue, Brad Gutierrez, Jacob Malone, Min Hang, Blake Schneider, Connor Rowe, Jesse Becker, Mike DeWalt, and Travis Stroney. I'm also told Blake Schneider is not here tonight, or he looks like slated not to be, and I don't see him in the crowd here tonight, but it looks like we have nearly 40. Let's go down to qualifying. We'll bring the points back up later as we go through the show. Again, my apologies here tonight with the chaos that ensued. Trading Paints is an asshole, and I hope they're watching. But let's check it out. Let's go down trackside. Johnny the Militia out on the track here. Let's get a minute with him. I bet you that's all you'll get. Let's start off this one hot. Pissing hot here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Getting ready to turn and burn his first lap. These guys are just now out on the track. Again, 80 laps here tonight. We'll break it all down after qualifying ends. But here we go. Jonathan Militia, lap number 1 for the 69 Coors Banquet Beers Toyota Camry. Let's get it out. Jay Beasy, thank you for the prime sub. Jonathan Militia, 5038. In second, Ryan Robertson on the front row. He's in the front row with the 5037 right now. Jonathan Militia going for lap number 2. Doing his best to hang in there. Let's see what he comes across onto the front stretch into the tri-oval. underneath the yellow line, which you can do. Lap number 2 is going to be 50:44, so second place is good enough for now. Getting bumped down to third, and Joe Stafford now is your new pole sitter. Nate Pollard in second, coming across that finish line, that DuPont 24. Let's take a look. Robert Rosello Jr. getting ready to put down his second lap, 51:01, good enough for 16th right now. Line now. You don't want to get right down on that yellow from what I'm told. He's kind of in that spot you want to be. And coming down now onto the front stretch through the tri-oval. Grayson Levi 299, thank you for the follow. Across the start finish line, that is going to be a 50-32, putting him on the front row. Robert Rosello Jr. Again, to your left, that is where it stands right now. The Pepsi 200 qualifying. Joe Stafford, Robert Rosello Jr., Jay Cook, Nate Pollard, Ryan Robertson, Colby Hogan, Jonathan Militia, Tristan Avocado Acevedo, Dustin Wells, and Connor Rowe here so far. There is Trey Holmes. Is that Lamar Jackson out there? Start finish line for Mr. Part-Time. Going to be a 50:41, 12th fastest. See if we can get anybody else. Looks like we'll have just under 40 here tonight, so everybody's going to make the show. I don't know what the hell that was about. Oh, that's right. Qualifying is over. Again, we have 5 races to decide the champion, Colby Hogan. Again, one of the 12. Again, controversy last week. And let's go Foreskin Poston. Yeah, Foreskin. Woo! Chester Water Authority 57, my pick tonight. As you said before, he is a sleeper. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Turn it to 480p, baby. Shut up. If my stream is a little rough tonight, I apologize. I'm not sure what it is. We're going to get through it together and experience it. I do apologize if it sucks. It was rough just to get here tonight, folks. Let me tell you, Trading Paints wasn't working. We got storms in the area for later. Riding high above in the meandyourmom.com blimp cam. Again, use promo code DVDA for 50% off your first purchase. If your mom needs a face to sit on someplace, that is meandyourmom.com. Again, I'm thirsty. HP drink times. If you got them, spend them. I'm ready to go. Again, sub giveaway here tonight as well if you're hanging out. Be sure to follow. I'm going to give one lucky viewer here tonight a sub. Commercial-free viewing all month long. So you don't have to worry. You can watch 480p Fox-level broadcasting right here, right now. Again, next week, we head to the road course, Watkins Glen, for the Rocket League 100 Boost. Sponsored by Joseph Enright, the 7 self-spinner. Thank you for your partnership. The Blackhawk Manufacturing Group tonight is our sponsor for tonight's race. Again, race 1 at Daytona. Blackhawk. Again, if you can believe it, you can build it, make it out of metal. Give them a call, Blackhawk Manufacturing Group, or give them a Google. Definitely worth the Google. goofing around? They are. But the seriousness is about to unfold. How bad did Lancaster miss? Well, he was generally new, so Lancaster did not really, he was not a factor, we'll say. But who knows? Maybe a future factor. Again, here we go. It is race time here for the Gears Cup Series and the Pepsi 200, sponsored by the Blackhawk Manufacturing Group. Let's get ready for the grid walk. Rock and roll. Joe Stafford Sr., could you tell your son to get on the track so I can do this thing properly? That would be fantastic. Robert Solo says, what's the front row? I'd have to agree. What is that? I don't know. But let's talk about it right now, because on the front row, the sleeper, Chester Water Authority 57 of Joel Stafford with that red banner, which means he's in the playoffs and on the pole here tonight for the Pepsi 200. Outside of him is going to be the 77 of Robert Rossello Jr. Row number 2 is going to be the 95, not pictured, of Jay Cook. And outside of him, welcome back the 24 Toyota Camry DuPont, Nate Pollard. There you go. There is Jay Cook. Row 3 is going to be the Deuce of Ryan Robertson. And the outside of row 3 is going to be the 10 of Colby, hell yeah, brother Hogan, rip. Row 4 is going to be the 69 of Jonathan Militia, and the 448 of Tristan Acevedo. In row 5, we have the 91 of Dustin Wells, and the 5 of Connor Rowe. In row 6, we have the 56 of Chris Norris, and the 8 of Lamar Jackson. In row 7, we have the 20 of Mike DeWalt, and the 111 of Tim Lancaster. In row 8, we have the 26 of Fortson Poston, and the 9 of Steven Jr. In row 9, we have the 87 of Gary Owen and the 16 of Hector Calazo. In row 10, we have the 45 of Jacob Malone and the 7 of Joseph Enright. In row 11, we have the 19 of Keaton Salyers and the 14 of Travis Stroney. In row, looks like 12, we have 25 of Frank Warner and the 82 of Aiden Showtime Donahue. In row 13, we have the 84 of Brad Gutierrez and the 11 of Min Hang. Row 14, we have the 38 of Jeremy Eshelman and the 97 of Jesse Becker. And row looks like, 15, the 43 of Josh Cole, 96 of Christian Taylor, and the caboose, the 51 Nos Kroger of Floyd Stewart. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it's finally here. It's finally time, playoff action. Again, giving you that fresh 2004 feel with the video quality here tonight, giving you the authentic throwback. That is my channel. Again, not intended on purpose, but still hilarious. We are getting ready to go. Somber Bloy says this is horse shit. Sorry to hear it. Hopefully you can work your way through it. Hopefully we'll work your way through it here tonight. Again, this is where it gets real. Right here, right now, for these 12 guys. We'll transition here just so you can see just for a moment the top 12 in the points and what to look out for. Again, these are your playoff contenders, and these gentlemen are in contention for the championship. I feel like I'm watching the Power Rangers. All right, here we go. We are getting set to go green flag racing. I hope you're as excited as I am, because it is about to go down right here for the Pepsi 200 for the Gears Cup Series. Taking it down into one. Your leader, Joe. Commanding satisfaction around every corner. Let's turn it up. Running on board now with the 2 of Ryan Robertson. In single file here for now. But there is a lot of action going on in the background. Running on board with the 45 of Jacob Malone. He told me last week, no relation to Post Malone. I was very disappointed. I almost stopped talking to him for that reason alone. Going to the high side, trying to make that third lane. McDonald's 45 car already has the nose of that Toyota Camry bashed in a little bit. We are off and away here at Daytona, lap 3 of 80 again. These guys have 4 tire sets. The set they came in with, and then 3 over the wall. They know the drill. Looks like Aiden Donahue dropping to the back. Now, the rule is here at super speedways and gears, kind of mimics what NASCAR does, at least for the race. So you can't pass under the yellow. If you do, you have to give that position back or be penalized. And that is at the mercy of race control. They will call it like they see it. That 91 getting a little extra from the 69. Dustin Wells, it's been a while since he's been here, trying to make a march towards the front and play spoiler here for the Pepsi 200. You should start calling him Foreskin Poston, because I bet him that I could get you to call him that for an entire race. I mean, if you're giving me a cut of what you bet him, I mean, I'm on board. This is my channel. I can do whatever the hell I want. Looking from the back of Mr. Part-Timer Trey Holmes. That is, whoever made that 24 car sucks. Look at that. That is awful. Side by side now, battle for the lead. Joe Stafford, Dustin Wells, here we go. Jonathan Militia's got to be careful. Militia gave him a push, now he's shredding the gnar, going up through the middle for the lead. Takes down the bottom line, and here he goes. Early mover, Jonathan Militia trying to get up front. After last week, being out front is where it's at, where you need to be. Again, with 70% fuel, you might be able to make, I don't know, 20, 25 laps? Maybe I'm talking out of my ass, so I forget. Connor Rowe, right out the hood of the 5 car. lot of dashing up near the front. Lane changing. Joseph Enright now out in front. Again, Joseph Enright in that 7 car, that WeatherTech Chevrolet Camaro. If you don't see the bow tie, next week's race sponsor at Watkins Glen, that should be a doozy. But I believe if 69 can keep his nose clean, he is a super speedway guy. I don't know if he likes to admit that, but he's a super speedway guy. He runs with the best of them up here. Points leader 10 of Colby Hogan. And no relation to the late Hulk Hogan, Rip. Heated on the mic, so I've been told. Got mad. Talked a lot of. And he's still your voice, he's passionate. But I don't know, 16th and hanging on the outside line is where I want to be right now. Looking up ahead to that target deuce of Ryan Robertson. Having a good run here so far in the top 5, started 5th and is 5th. Trying to keep it clean, keep it out front. He could contend to play spoiler tonight. Just outside of the cut line, did not make the playoffs. But a real strong run here so far for the Deuce. Cannot get around the fact of having a car number is a good thing. Everybody take that in for a second. Hector Collazo on the rear bumper of the 9 machine, or the blank machine, whatever you want to call it.
Bruh.
Gary Owen, the Canadian sensation, another Target-sponsored machine. Apparently Ryan Robertson and Gary Owen did not get the memo. But Target well represented. Apparently their home brand cookies or whatever got some wood in it. I don't know. Doing a voluntary recall of that. Sold in 20 different states. Useless information for me because I don't go there. Something maybe you should do. I don't know. Moving along at a good clip. That inside line is a freight train of fun while that outside line is trying to make things happen. Either way, some of these guys are conserving fuel, some of these guys are not. Again, without stage brakes, fuel conservation is key, especially if it goes green. If it stays green, strategy and the plan will be in place. Will they have any friends? Not on the last lap, that is for sure. Again, right now, 12 of 80 complete here at Daytona for the Pepsi 200. Going up, Colby Hogan making the middle line work. But out in front right now, new leader, Ryan Robertson. bit rate. I see it's not great. I will work on that and get back to you next week. I had everything optimized here tonight, but again, we have storms in our area. We'll have to deal with that next week, but it looks like Connor Rowe and Ryan Robertson, teammates in Independence, making it work right now for them out in front for the Daytona race here for the Pepsi 200.
Nice car. Perfect.
And that is a perfect segue into our first Loose and Loud of the night, sponsored by Blackhawk Manufacturing Group.
Yellow. So what you got going on out there, bud?
Oh yeah, we got our first action of the night. And that got real fast. Let's see what we can see on the Gears Cup Series instant replay. And that is just a bummer. They were riding so well. And it looks like Jonathan Militia, Ryan Robertson, Rob Rosello. But let's start first with the accident. Again, up in front. Looks like Robbie Rosello wasn't about to lift. And let's play it at full speed just to gather what's going on. And Joseph Enright just had nowhere to go. Boom, banging in the 24 Pollard. Everybody kind of keeping it together there, and then all of a sudden, Militia and Ryan Robertson. Militia's night, it was certainly done, and it looks like so is the 77 of Rob Rosello. Let's back it up one more time to see what we can see, and that is disappointing early on to see a lot of big-name guys. Rob Rosello, Joseph Enright, Nate Pollard, Ryan Robertson, 69 of Militia's involved, and I do believe a couple others. So let's run it back here. And this is where it gets real. Again, the distance that is created with that inside line and outside line, I'm going to catch these two eventually. But I don't know what the thought is here. You kind of got the, I think you let them in. You got to let them in, right? And if you don't let them in, you're not doing yourself or anybody else any justice by doing this. So, I mean, it is what it is, but it almost seems like it's like this.
I turn now. Good luck, everybody else.
I just wanted to use that. But anyway, again, a lot of chaos ensuing after that, as you can see. You know, it is an accident. Shit happens. They were running pretty well so far. But again, just an unfortunate thing. Looks like Keaton Salyer's getting involved in that a little bit as well. Oh, but the 69 and the 2 hitting like they did, that cannot be good. And let's see Brad Gutierrez in the back here. Something happened back here. Yeah, it looks like Josh Cole. Everybody slamming on the brakes. Josh Cole shunting the 84 forward and almost taking the 20, the 51, and the 97. Wow. Insane. 19 laps in, that is caution number 1. That is all right. It happens, right? Nobody's perfect. But definitely some nights are done. I can give you a handful of names on who they might be. But again, that's all right. Playoff race 1 of 5. Tensions are high. And I'll say it again, tensions are high. That is no understatement. That is a true thing. Probably have people right now chatting to each other.
Whenever I'm about to do something, I think, would an idiot do that?
You know, sometimes you just don't do that thing. Satire and comical absurdity aside, again, only one caution quarter way through the race. That's not bad. I can't hate. Again, looking for some HB drink times if you got them. Spend them if you got them. You got those horse bucks. Use them. You can do it. I believe in you. See if I can talk to anybody about this accident, although I'm afraid to. Let's talk to the man. Robbie Rossello. How you doing, buddy?
Pissed.
I would imagine. I would imagine a little pissed. From your perspective, and again, 10 seconds or less here. Were you supposed to check up and let him in, or were you not lifting? What's the deal?
I wasn't lifting. I went low, and then I got the call from my spotter that he was outside. I don't know if he did, but I guess not, because he came right down on the front bumper. So I got to sit here for 15 minutes. So I'll see you in 15 minutes.
Well, I do feel bad slightly, but again, a lot of tension here. Playoff hopes. Again, not for you or whoever was in front of you, but, you know, the playoff drivers affected, obviously. But good luck, man.
Thanks.
I didn't know how to turn that one around, so I feel kind of bad about that conversation. We'll come back to it later. Connor Rowe, Joe Stafford on the front row. Trey Holmes, Tristan Acevedo, row 2. Hector Colazo, Colby Hogan, row 3. Dusty Wells, Travis Stroney, row 4. Tim Lancaster in the 111, word up. And Jay Cook rounding out your top 10. All right, coming out of turn 4, pace car lights are off, and you know what that means. That means it's time to get down to business yet again. Connor Rowe having control in the front row.
Green flag.
Here we go. Back to green flag action for the Pepsi 200. Again, it takes them a little bit to get up to speed. Once they get rolling, getting is good. Colby Hogan leading that outside line right now. Everybody seems to be following suit. Looks like Ryan Robertson trying to hang on to the lead lap. But it's about to get real. Connor Rowe Colby Hogan leading that outside line, marching towards the front side by side. You see those red banners unite. You see Stoney, you see Hogan, and you see Owen in that line. A lot of playoff drivers out in front already. But is that a good omen or a bad omen? We're about to find out. Stroney now taking the lead and manufacturing a good run tonight. 14 coming on strong. Stroney has a real shot. Again, he was the person who inherited that final spot. Again, Skylar Comstock getting a points penalty for not claiming cautions last week, which results in a higher penalty for just, if you would have just taken the on-track penalty. So again, the benefactor was the 14, and he's making the most of it right now here at Daytona. Towards the back of the pack, you see Mike DeWalt hanging around there, started 13th, currently 14th in that group, and then Foreskin Poston in that 26 FedEx Cares mobile. At least he's got a number on his car. I'll give him that. Josh Cole running around in 18th, and his line just gets further and further as you go. And they are single file right now. Hector Colazo out of traffic and hanging out in the back. Joseph Enright, man involved in that wreck earlier, running around in 27th. So as we look up back through the field, you see it's about, they're all single file right now. Wet Wizard Jacob goes go team both up. Jay Cook now in the Reese's 95 out in front. Jay Cook a contender as well to get in for the playoffs. Unfortunately, did not make it. But has had a good run here the last month or so. He's always been a name that I mention here on the show. And always seems to do well every time he's out. Gary Owen, speaking of doing well, now up into second. Started 17th, now 15th. Up into second. Started 17th. 15 spots up from where he began. And right now, currently tied for the biggest mover with the 14 of Travis Stroney. Stroney, Trey Holmes, Tristan Acevedo, and Colby Hogan, your top 10 right now, as we have a freight train of fun here at Daytona. Everybody is fuel saving. And trying not to do what just happened about 10 laps ago. I don't know if anybody was shocked. I wasn't. It happened. It's racing. everybody trying to play the long game right now. Get these laps in to get down to the end and then make your move. Keep your car clean until then. Let's try this again. Every time I go to loose and loud, a caution seems to happen, but let's do it for another loose and loud, sponsored by Blackhawk Manufacturing. bringing you back in now from that loose and loud. Again, sponsored by Blackhawk Manufacturing Group. If you can build it, Blackhawk Manufacturing Group. Brad Gutierrez out in front and has the lead. Fortson Poston, Floyd Stewart, Ryan Robertson, Aiden Donahue, Dusty Wells, Keaton Salyers, Joe Stafford, Jay Cook, and Connor Rowe, your top 10. Again, if you are active in the chat right now, I have a free sub I can give. Looking to do that here soon. But if nobody wants it, I'm going to hang on to it for Watkins Glen next week. Again, commercial previewing all month long for the Gears Cup Series and Horseboat. Floyd Stewart now started all the way in last. Working his way up towards the front. But that outside line right now just too strong. Going for gold is the 84 Brad Gutierrez. Brad just bought himself a new car, looking to pick up all the tortas. He's looking for a torta pounder with cheese. Now I know what you're saying. Horseboat, that's insensitive. I don't care. Floyd Stewart and that Kroger 51 Nos out in front. I don't know why everybody's kind of giving each other the business up in front. Chaos is unfolding. Fuel conservation, no mas. Looks like the 82 of Aiden Donahue making his way back up to the front yet again. Winding his way through the field. Center Joe Stafford hanging on and looking on towards the lead. Getting a lot of single file racing. Not a lot of competitiveness at the moment, but again, I'm trying to get those laps in to get towards the end to make that move. You got to have a clean car if you want to do anything at all. And that's kind of the deal that we're having to kind of spectate here at the moment. Again, halfway home this time by for your Pepsi 200. And these guys are going at a good clip. Again, no one trying to do anybody harm. They're trying just to simply keep it clean. Again, with super speedway racing, you normally see side-by-side action. Tonight, I think everybody's a little bit gun-shy from that first accident. Everybody's kind of putting their car where they wanted it to, and then that happened. And everybody was like, okay, reality check. Motorsports driver. Super speedway guy, he likes to run them. And he's pretty good at it. With Stuart Bethel Racing now. Managing the lead quite nicely here so far. Shout out to Tim Lancaster and that Marlin 111 machine. Having great success so far. Trying to push the 91 of Dustin Wells out into the lead if he could. Right now, nobody really pushing. That's why you see those guys out on the outside line sort of contending. If that whole line was connected, they would not stand a chance right now. Dustin Wells out in front. Again, not something you normally see. That wide of a gap. But again, fuel conservation mode seems to be the thing right now. Kicking it from high to low. Nobody really pushing it right now. Making my job tougher. So I'm just going to keep drinking beer. Salyers again, 2022 Gears Cup Series champion. Right on board with his Body Armor Sports Drink Ford Mustang 19 machine. Everybody's been wondering, when will he make it back to the promised land? Can he make it back someday? The answer is, I believe. I believe he could. Oh, I'm definitely going to have a Coors Light with you right now. Give me one moment. I'll give you the drink can. We'll have it together. See that group kind of break away. Ryan Robertson now getting a full service Danny Z's pump and dump from Connor Rowe. Mention that Horse Boat sent you get a free hot car. I'll even buy you a whole case of it. I wish. I do have Venmo at XHorseBoatX. I'd appreciate it. Bringing you in just for a moment during the race, give you something entertaining to watch. Again, halfway through the race, if you were playing Silver Bullet, here we go. Yeah, that's pretty tasty. I'll talk to you guys for a minute while we have you. Again, yeah, you said it. Outside line is dead. Right now, it is non-existent. Right on board with the 57 of Joe Stafford. Kind of hear his car, see what he's doing. I'm going to turn it up for you. Yeah, he's really not giving her hell. More or less just keeping pace with Brad Gutierrez in front of him. Single line. Has been like this for a moment again. Creates not so great entertainment. But for the driver, this is smart for them. They understand that the less chaos there is right now, the more of an opportunity they're going to have later to try to win this thing. Now, you can tell me all you want as a driver how much you hate super speedway racing. You can detest it. You can say you're bad at it, which I don't think anybody is. If you can do math, kind of work it out, you can do it. But winning at Daytona is just different. It's different than winning at Talladega. It's different than winning at Atlanta. Daytona, it's different. And it doesn't matter if it's the first race or it's this race, it's going to feel special. And if you're a spoiler, if you're a guy that's not, a guy or gal that is not in contention, that feels that much sweeter to steal a win from a playoff championship contender for the Gears Cup Series. Take that away from them. Make them work harder against each other to maybe finish out and have that much better of a season and close out strong. And I know a lot of these drivers here tonight have a puncher's chance of doing that. That's why you see up front Justin Wells and Floyd Stewart, Tim Lancaster, Fortson Poston. These guys are decent drivers. Now, they're not as good as some other drivers at other tracks. Not to shortchange them by any means, but they are exquisite super speedway racers, and that's why you're seeing them here now. We are seeing our first green flag pit stops right here. Justin Wells is in, Tim Lancaster, Fortson Poston, and a bevy of cars. Joe Stafford, Aiden Donahue, Ryan Robertson, Connor Rowe, Trey Holmes, Jake Cook, Gary Owen. Looks like Jesse Becker, Steven Jr., Hector Colazzo is in. Wild ops of Chris Norris. So we are seeing a lot of drivers here on green flag pit stops. And out in front now is Travis Stroney. When is this group going to fit? That is going to be even more interesting. 30 laps to go if they cross the line. And it looks like they are going to run. Justin Wells out of turn 1 and 2. Here comes the lead group of Stroney, Hogan, Malone, DeWalt, and Eshelman. Yep, and they will not have enough speed. Chris Norris out there as well. Going to go a lap down. Now they're probably going to get that back here down the line. If these guys can get grouped up, and when I mean these guys, I mean Chris Norris, Dustin Wells, all these guys, they can get grouped up. That could really do them justice. But right now, you have green flag pit stops right here with Jacob Malone leading the way down pit road. See this group pit now? It's too bad that we can't see pit crew jump on out, change these tires, all this and that. Looks like Malone had to back up in his pit stall. But again, if you're anybody, if you know anything, tires don't matter right here. It's all gas, gasoline, and go. Go, go, go if you can. Connor Rowe again out there, coming around 3 and 4. Mike DeWalt and the gang are gone. But here comes Connor Rowe. By the time they get to him, they're going to fly by and get their lap back. Here they come. They stand. Oh, man, they do stand a little bit of a chance here. This group, Mike DeWalt led. They are a lap or two ahead of that freight train that awaits them. This is where things are going to get interesting. As long as we can keep it, you know what? We are going to be in for a great conclusion. Going up high. Is something wrong with the 87? Looks like he's going to be okay. But he had to drop out of line, and something is wrong with the 87, Gary Owen. Something very wrong. Yeah, he's hanging up high. There is something not right with that target machine. looks like he is going to pull off. Check in with Gary Owen here in a moment. He might have to pit. That could very well be it. I'm not paying attention to his screen. I don't know. And Tristan Acevedo is in trouble. Mike DeWalt now out in front. Your leader, Travis Stroney, battling back on the inside line with Connor Rowe. Little known fact between the 5 and the 14, they do not care for each other that much. So working together right now, simply to me, it's a miracle. I don't know if they were able to make a truce or whatever it is, but I'm quite shocked they're working together right now.
Don't be rude.
Trey Holmes pulling out in front of the 82 of Aiden Donahue. Can appear not great everywhere else. You need a win here tonight. Watkins Glen is next week. Then Chicagoland, then Richmond, and then the finale at Las Vegas. Stroney has been longing for a win in gears for a long time, trying to make that happen here tonight. 25 laps to go right here, right now. By my calculations, they're going to have to come in one more time if this stays green. While we have it green, let's go back to one more loose and loud for Blackhawk Manufacturing. Well, that was short-lived. It seems like no matter what we do, we can't get away without getting a caution. And again, that changes the whole game. Frank Warner involved in this one. Caution number 2 of the night. That 25 Storm, I believe, bowling balls machine. Yeah. Got her here. Let's run it in full time just so you can get a perspective on what happened. And it looks like Josh Cole had something to do with it. Now, not trying to point any fingers. Oh, yeah. 1 and 2. Josh had an opportunity to back it up. Well, maybe he didn't. Let's see. I mean, yeah, he had some room. I mean, I'll let y'all be the judge. Give him a little tappy, a little tapperoo, and then one more tap will do you good. Oh, you see that back tire come off the fucking ground. Holy shit. And then bada bing, bada boom, 51-43 in the wall. Together, making sweet love by the fire. And then the 25 just trying to survive, and honestly, I think 25 is in better shape than the 43 and the 51. Jay Beechenor, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that, bro. Boom. Just a little bang up for the 25. Frank Warner gonna be just fine. But for Josh Cole, you could argue he'd be like,
No! 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 No!
a little hot late in the race. I would not count him out for that. Colby Hogan, your leader right now, as we are only 2 cautions into this race here. Second caution of the night, 22 laps to go for the Pepsi 200. Again, brought to you by the Blackhawk Manufacturing Group. Appreciate the love and the support. This is the second or third time they've sponsored a race this year, so very grateful that you have signed on, sponsored, and helped progress the Gears Racing League that much further. Again, we appreciate your love and support. Now, next week, Monday nights, as always, for the next 4 weeks at least, going to be some Gears Cup Series playoff action with the Rocket League 100 boost at Watkins Glen, sponsored by Joseph Enright and the 7 Self-Spinning. Again, Joseph Enright, I don't know why he would choose this. I don't know if he says that he sucks. I'll let you be the judge next week. Again, Watkins Glen, playoff race number 2 of 5, right here on Twitch.tv. That Canadian internet, Matt, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Could be that my internet's garbage tonight. That could very well be it. Again, if you're hanging out and sticking it out with us, I appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot, because I know it's not easy to have to deal with. From what I can tell, tonight's race has not been great. But again, appreciate all what y'all are doing to hang in there. And congratulations, Joe Stafford Sr., gifting you a Tier 1 sub for commercial-free viewing all month long. Again, if you're hanging out, hopefully you're having a good time. I think everybody's on a little tape delay, so I apologize for that. But again, once you hear this, again, congratulations on that for your free sub. So Colby Hogan, Jacob Malone, Mike DeWalt, Keaton Salyers, Joe Stafford, Tim Lancaster, Jeremy Eshelman, Aiden Donahue, Connor Rowe, and Brad Gutierrez. And it looks like the pace car is about to go off. And we are getting back to green flag action here
Green
for
flag.
the Gears Cup Series and the Pepsi 200, sponsored by the Blackhawk Manufacturing Group. 21 laps to go. Colby Hogan to the inside. Jacob Malone right behind him, all over that rear bumper. Hogan, Malone, DeWalt, Stafford, Salyers, your top 5. Lancaster, Rowe, Donahue, and Brad Gutierrez, your top 10. will be re-uploaded for your viewing pleasure on the Gears YouTube page. Again, look up Gears Racing League at youtube.com. Jacob Malone, Mike DeWalt, Joe Stafford, Jeremy Eshelman, your top 5. Again, my video is delayed from my chat, so this will be fun to talk to people after this one. I don't know how the hell that's so delayed, but we'll make sure that this upload works out pretty well for you. Again, Colby Hogan, your points leader, your race leader right now. You know what the funniest thing about this? So with this delayed, oh, we got more action! Holy shit! Dustin Wells and Joseph Enright playing freeze tag, and we have our third caution of the night.
Under car there.
Damn!
I turn now. Good luck, everybody else.
That's what it looked like to me. Let's back that ass up and see what we can see on the Gears Cup Series instant replay. Take a look at that 7 WeatherTech and the 91 Patriotic Machine. Yeah, Dustin Wells did not know what the term checkup is. So that'll be fun. But if we look at it a little closer, we can. God, I don't know if we can. Here we go. You get that one bump, you know, and like it's like Spider-Man. Everybody gets one, but then it just goes away. Like that top line looks like they checked up a little bit. You know, he had a whole bottom lane to use. I don't know what. I don't know what to say about that.
Whenever I'm about to do something, I think, would an idiot do that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's better left unsaid, but who knows? Points leader, Colby Hogan, championship contender. Could be a first-time Gears Cup Series champion at the end of this. He's keeping it together and doing a damn good job. Colby Hogan, Jacob Malone, and Mike DeWalt right here. Again, don't forget next week, Watkins Glen action coming at you for the Rocket League 100 boost. Gotta find a new name next season. I don't know, man. It's just not resonating with me. Resonating? I think that's what we're looking for. But again, sponsored by Joseph Enright and the 7 Self-Spinning. Here Monday night, same bat time, same bat channel here on Twitch.tv. And looking up high above in the MeanYourMom.com blimp cam, getting ready to go back, green flag racing. It has been intense to say the least so far, but only 3 cautions to speak of. Again, a lot of it has been conservation of fuel and not trying to do too much. We've seen only one real bad wreck at the front. The other 2 cautions have been kind of towards the middle and the back. So, again, these guys are playing heads-up type racing, super speedway racing, a puncher's chance for a playoff ticket punch to get that win out of the way. Colby Hogan could certainly afford to have it. Jacob Malone as well. Mike DeWalt, Joe Stafford, again, all 4 drivers right there that you see on your screen. All 4 are playoff contenders. Oh yeah. As we are getting ready to go back to green, bitch pop that ass, coming to green. Smokey, resubscribe. You are a badass motherfucker. Thank you for that. I appreciate that, brother, from the bottom of my heart. Again, they subscribe for 8 months now. Yeah, we are coming back to green. If you ain't hard, you're hard now. And I don't mean by using Viagra. What is it now? There's so much ED medication. I'm 40. I don't even know. I don't need it. Here we go. Colby Hogan and Jacob Malone gonna square off. 2 Toyota Camrys.
Ready, green, 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 green.
Green, green, green for the Pepsi 200. This is when it gets real. And I don't mean when keeping it real goes wrong. Reality is going to hit for some of these drivers. Playoff contenders, they need this. They need a good finish, especially against the 10 car, if they want a chance. Jacob Malone and Mike DeWalt now move up. Trey Holmes getting a tush push from the 8 car to the 20. Aiden Donahue on that outside line. Connor Rowe trying to make it work with Ryan Robertson and Brad Gutierrez. Travis Strode to boot. Malone, DeWalt, and Holmes leading that bottom line and leading the charge. That outside line starting to come together. Malone, I believe, trying to go back-to-back. Excuse me, not Malone. Donahue trying to go back-to-back. DeWalt trying to get his first win in about almost 3 years. Couple people in the vicinity in that top 10 have never won here at Gears. It could happen tonight if they play their cards right. Coming across this time by, we will have 10 laps to go here at Daytona. Right on board with the 97 of Jesse Becker, the 5150 machine. Getting a late entry here tonight, but got here. Trying to stay out of harm's way. Ryan Robertson now getting shuffled out of line. Kobe Hogan, Jacob Malone, Mike DeWalt now. Your top three. Oh, Jay Cook going wide outside. They're trying to get that second lane together, but I don't know if they've got enough. Hogan, Malone, DeWalt, Holmes, and Donahue, your top five. 8 laps to go. Holmes now trying to make that outside line work for him. Got Donahue and Cook, two good reputable drivers to back that up. Who is going to seize the moment right now? Because time is of the essence. Oh, we got a jam up. Yeah, big crash, big crash.
Talk to me, good. What do you got?
And you can see it formulating. Take a look at the 84 of Brad Gutierrez, but yeah, you could just feel that one coming on. Oh, Jesus. All right, let's play this full speed again. Oh, yeah, 7, Fortson Poston and Joseph Enright getting into the thick of it. And you see Joseph Enright. You can almost see it as we were playing there. For the love of God. Gets bumped. Fortson Poston. Oh, my goodness. That is a bummer for the 7 and the 26. Oh, my goodness. And let's see if it's the 91 who's the culprit of this. It looks like the 26 makes a lane move. Dustin was already moving and he wasn't lifting. And how lucky for some of these drivers like Stroney. I think he was able to keep it together here. Yeah, look, he's going to bounce around a little bit. But that's the worst of it for him, keeping him in contention. But see what happened to Ryan Robertson here. Back that up for a second. Yeah, he went sailing. Yeah, you see him back it down, that ass end of that target too. Keeping together. And it looks like Brad Gutierrez is involved in this one. Oh yeah, he gets pancaked. Oh yeah, it gets a little door action. Car, no doubt, is a little bit dinged up, and then he gets stuck in Brad Gutierrez fashion. What a guy. And we are looking up. Smokey says, looks like the 26 moved up and should have stayed up. I could agree with that. But I also could think 91 could check a little bit if he sees that car coming down with the line in front of him starting to check as well going into 3. We all know that inside line, man, you get a lot of people in almost a train. That line gets slow going into the corners. And you're almost obviously checking up every time. Again, conclusion, post-race show coming up next. Let you know how it's going to go. Again, Colby Hogan, Jacob Malone, Mike DeWalt, Joe Stafford, Trey Holmes, Aiden Donahue, Tim Lancaster, Jay Cook, Keaton Salyers, and Joseph Enright. Your top 10 at this moment. Colby Hogan looks like he's going to choose high for this final lap of the yellow. Again, when we go back green flag racing, we're going to have 4 laps to go. So it's going to be fast, quick, and hopefully easy enough to get through. But who knows? I've been wrong before. Again, thank you to everybody sticking it out here tonight through the technical difficulties early on. And throughout the race here tonight, not the best stream quality, but we'll try to do our best to bring it back next week. Bring our A game, as it were. If I can do that, I will make it happen. Again,